So I recently had a customer asking about using one of the TRRS Trinkies. These are they have the SAMD21 chip inside and then a 3.5 millimeter jack, and it's meant to be used with a regular 3.5 plug, either single or dual switch, like one of these, like a dual one. And I knew that he was going to be using this for a custom project, and having the excess space of the plug and whatnot was probably going to be a drag. So I came up with a kind of an alternate version of that, and it's in a little case like this. And it's got a Adafruit QT Py, the SAMD21 chip in there. And what I've done is I have installed some screw type connector headers in here so that he can wire his own buttons or switches or whatnot into here, because I knew he was going to be making a joystick sort of setup and you have to worry about wire routing and all that. So I'm trying to make it a little bit easier. And what I've done is I've broken out the ground and power, and on this side where normally you have the clock and the MISO and the MOSI, I have programmed the chip so that it's a pseudo ground. So what you have on the one side is you have ground, power, ground, ground, because there's never enough ground points on these boards. I'll tell you. On the other side, I've got the A0 through A3, so you got four analogs there, and plus I've got this connector going into the I2C, the data and the clock on that. So if you had an I2C device and you couldn't go in through the quick connector, you could just use the two wires there plus the ground and power. Now, why didn't I put a header that goes over the whole thing? Well, one, these QT Pys and the Zios have 7 pins, and there's no such thing as a 7-pin header block, and you can't put a 3 and a 4 together because they'll knock into each other. Anyhow, the other reason is that the quick connector gets in the way, and on this side the reset button gets in the way. So I had to avoid those two things. Now I know that there are like what do they call them in the Raspberry Pi, hats, or BFFs as Adafruit calls them, best friends something, I don't know, but that you could slip on here, but those still require soldering. So I'm like, well, if I'm gonna solder, I'll just put my own blocks on here. So that's how that works, and it's just got a little slip-on case. It's got the two slots there, and I have programmed it so that it sends key commands, because he needs key commands. But I could have it programmed as a joystick, so this could be a way for you to get your own custom joystick if you want to do that. Now let me show you what I did for him specifically. I knew that he had two buttons that he was going to be dealing with, and I know wire routing and everything else is a huge pain, and especially since these buttons get inserted from the top, so you need to be able to disconnect it easily, which is the whole reason why I went with the terminal blocks like that. So he's got two switches here, and they just route right into the little box there, and you can see I have the grounds on my pseudo ground side, and that the pseudo ground is handling code, so this is not a hardware thing, it's a code thing. And then I have the inputs on A0 and A1 of the QT Py. You still got two other inputs. If it doesn't use I2C, you've got two other digital inputs there, but at least four analog. So this could support two analog joysticks. So think about that. He may be able to do his whole joystick project with just this setup. He's got two switches here, and then two more analog free for X and Y of a joystick. And then you've got the power and the ground available there. So this is going to be relatively inexpensive because it's just the board. The time-consuming part is, of course, soldering this thing. And the other, the special sauce in here, which is kind of a little bit hard to see, is I had to 3D print a little tiny spacer that lifts these slightly off the board so it doesn't bang into the microcontroller and other components on the board. So that's really the only kind of tricky part of this if you were recreating it on your own. So hopefully this solution will work out for him, and we'll go from there.